Some wisdom is found on the surface, and some wisdom takes us deeper. Welcome to Get Deep, where we dive into the thoughts, truths, and affirmations that help us grow, reflect, and move forward. I'm Deborah D.E.E.P, Mouton, and every episode we'll explore the power of words, the strength of resilience, and the beauty of introspection. Come in, take a seat, and let's get deep. So my family had a tradition. Notice I said had. Of hosting what we call Friendsgiving. It's not unique to us. It's something a lot of people do. For our Friendsgiving, we would host it the day after Thanksgiving. And all of our friends that maybe didn't have family they felt comfortable going home to, or just needed to unwind with a game night full of taboo and Cards Against Humanity, could descend on our home and bring all of their leftovers or make a new dish and contribute to a family potluck. Our house was always open for that and super excited to welcome people in. Sometimes the holidays can be a lot, and having people who you know that you want to spend time with makes getting through maybe some of those other tense interactions a little bit more tolerable. But this year, something happened. Most of our friends and even our chosen family decided to travel or had other obligations, and the invite list for Friendsgiving started to quickly dwindle. I found myself wondering what would I do without this other anchored event to help me get through the holidays far away from a lot of my family and maybe in situations where I wasn't as comfortable with other people's families. So I thought about expanding my tribe a little bit. I started looking through my phone, thinking about the friends I hadn't connected with in a while. Maybe there were people who were close by that would be willing to come over and play a game. I always try to think about how I can include people in my life, even if there has been a lot of time that has passed by. I often tell people I think of friendship as a gym membership. For me, some people love to be there every single day. They have a ritual, a routine. They show up for me. They get the full benefits package. For other folks, they just need a day pass. It doesn't mean I don't love them any less, but maybe they don't get full access to all that is me. And it's okay for that. And so I started going through my mid-range memberships, let's call them that, trying to see if there was a way to make new room to maybe bump some of those people up to my everyday regulars. I sent out a text message inviting people to see who was willing to come over. The list of people who RSVP'd were familiar, to me at least. My husband was a little less happy about the fact that new strangers were entering our very private and safe space. But he was willing to entertain it off of my recommendation that these people were good, hearty people. So I spent the 10 hours I spent cooking, preparing food for a second Thanksgiving. We rolled out the red carpet, cleaning everything the way you do before guests come over, and only before guests come over. We made sure that we were presenting the best version of ourselves. Something I don't know that I ever really process when my family and my chosen family is around. For me, you kind of get what you get, but with these people, I wanted to make a good impression. So everyone showed up, we settled in, watched a little bit of a football game, started to play our first round of whatever game was sitting on the coffee table. And then things quickly started to take a turn. They wanted to see the home, to have the tour. We walked around. And then the comments that maybe we had too much, or maybe we were doing a lot, that this seemed like a lot for someone who was an artist for a living, as if I had some secret drug empire that was funding the nice decor. And then the comments started to shift to why my motivations were for bringing people over. One of these mid-level guests started to say to me that I only invite people over when I want to tell them the good things that are happening to me, because I had good news that I wanted to share with people that I love. Somehow this turned into a party all about me and not one about community or connection. By the end of the night, I was walking people to their cars thinking, I might just delete your number from my phone because I don't know if you're my people. But it taught me a really valuable lesson that everybody can't be part of your inner circle. You know, in the Black community, we have a saying, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. I think it more broadly as all friends aren't foes. Some of those people in your circle aren't really looking for the best version of you. They're there to observe. They're there to make comments. They're there to sneak behind your back and not have your best interest. And so I like to think about going through my friends list every 3 to 6 months. I clean out those people who I feel like haven't had my best interest at heart. I don't do it with malice, but I do it with self-preservation. It is really about curating your joy, even in the spaces of community and engagement. Who has your back? Whose can you have? And how can y'all show up for each other together? Thank you for joining me on this journey today. I hope this moment of reflection stays with you, guides you, and reminds you to keep going. If you found value in this episode, let's keep the conversation going. Follow me on Instagram at Live Life Deep and share your thoughts, your wisdom, and your light. And if you're enjoying the podcast, the best way to support it is simple. Subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Your support helps others find this space of growth and inspiration. This has been a Gemini's production. You can explore some of the other podcasts on the network by going to GeminisProductions.com or following on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube at Gemini's Productions. Until next time, remember, you've been given today. What you do with it is up to you.